But we've seen how Kelly works in storylines with people like Balls Mahoney, The Miz, CM Punk, and how long these storylines actually last. So I don't see the chances of it happening. My personal opinion on Randy Orton using the internet as an open forum to relieve frustration with whatever's going on in his life behind closed doors is pathetic. Here's a guy who's been on top 7 times as the World Heavyweight Champion and WWE Champion, both respectively. He's a 2009 Royal Rumble winner. He completed one of the most phenomenal matches with Mick Foley over the Intercontinental title back in 2004 when he was in the prime of his push. He's done everything. There's nothing for Randy Orton to do, really, other than win a King of the Ring title, which will probably come in 2 or 3 years from now when they have nothing else for him to do. He's RKO'd celebrities. He's RKO'd and beat up virtually every woman in the business. Perfect examples of that are Stacy Keibler. But the thing, I don't understand why he would use the internet, especially Twitter, which has a 150-word limitation, to expose Kelly's personal life. Maybe there's something going on behind closed doors between the two of them. I know Kelly is involved in an intimate relationship right now with Nexus member Justin Gabriel, or former Nexus member Justin Gabriel, but to say that this thing took me off guard is an understatement. I read the response to Randy Orton exposing her personal life in an internet interview that Kelly gave on her Twitter page at twitter.com, and she said this: the best way to ignore stupidity or to fight stupidity is by ignoring it. The best way to fight stupidity is by ignoring it. That was posted as a response to Randy Orton's unprofessionalism on her Twitter page. You can go to twitter.com and pull up Kelly's Twitter page, which is also one of the highly tweeted and followed pages on the internet. Kelly is one of the most searched topics as well on search engines like Yahoo. It's stupid. Randy Orton's a piece of shit for doing it, and if you want my honest opinion, Randy Orton will probably do it again to somebody else. So WWE needs to do what they need to do, and they need to track him on the internet, track his activity on his Twitter page, track his activity on his Facebook, do whatever they have to do to crack down on him. Because if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. The internet is definitely becoming more of an open forum for people like Kurt Angle and CM Punk, who are having their own little heated argument on Twitter at Kurt Angle's official Twitter page. A lot of TNA stars are also making that fluctuation now from Facebook over to Twitter. Dixie Carter, Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, everybody from TNA over there. It seems like Twitter is really becoming the place where controversy ascends. As I said at the top of the show here, you look up the definition of controversy in the English dictionary, and the Twitter logo will probably be a picture included with it. They have the 150-word limitation, and Kelly is a girl of very few words, but she summed it up very appropriately when she said the best way to fight stupidity is by ignoring it. I'm not one who fights stupidity by ignoring it. I'm one who basically takes everything that's said to me to heart, and I'll be the first one to admit that to you here on a public forum on my website here on the internet, using my website to say that I don't ignore stupidity, because stupidity is a really hard thing to ignore, and to know that she has the courage to actually ignore it and the strength to ignore it is amazing. And she deserves a lot of credit for being able to do it, because there are a lot of people who would never get over having their personal life exposed. Now, the only other alternate route I can take with this is to use my radio program and my website as an open forum to challenge Randy Orton to a match at SummerSlam for the WWE or World Heavyweight Championship and make things right. But I know that's not going to happen. I could call Randy Orton out all day here, call him a piece of shit, and challenge him for his world title, and probably end up getting kicked in the head. I don't think I would fare all too well in a match with Randy Orton, but that would be probably the stupid thing to do. But I will tell you this, I have a great deal of respect for Kelly. Everything she's done. She was brought in 2006. Nobody ever thought she would amount to anything. Nobody ever thought she would become the Divas Champion as quickly as she did. It took her 5.5 years. And now people like Randy Orton are using the internet as an open forum to disgrace her and expose her personal life. In my opinion, a personal life has no business being associated with what's going on television. for the purpose of entertainment. And for some reason, Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis get a kick out of exposing people's personal lives on the internet. It wasn't too long ago Triple H kicked up an argument on the internet about how WWE.com were exposing too much of the employees' personal lives, and then WWE.com became a news website and basically tried to cut down on how they were exposing personal lives through articles, columns, and what have you, because they leave that up to the professional wrestling news websites, which sometimes have no idea what they're talking about and just post gossip to get people talking. But then again, that's what the wrestling business want. They want people to talk about something stupid going on, and the Kurt Angle CM Punk situation and this Kelly Randy Orton situation is absolutely stupid. There is no professionality going on with it. The only one who's being professional in this situation is Kelly because she's a victim here. I will say that, and Randy Orton's a piece of shit. Now, I know he did apologize for what he said, and rightfully so, but I don't think he meant what he said in his apology. I don't think Randy Orton is a sincere individual by any means, and he had no right to use the internet as a public forum to expose Kelly the way he did. I will always say until the day I die that he's a piece of shit. Now, here's a story I have about Randy Orton for you here on the program. I never did like Randy Orton. If you've listened to my radio program before in the past, since the program premiered and the website premiered 12 years ago, Randy Orton has never been and never will be my favorite individual. I think that Randy Orton is, quote, a genetic failure. I know he's excelled in his WWE career and surpassed everything his father was back in the 80s. But both Randy Orton and his father are pieces of shit, and Randy Orton is a chip off the old block, as Roddy Piper likes to put it, in a promo that he usually cuts about the Ortons, given his relationship with his father in the past. Roddy Piper definitely sums up what kind of individual Randy Orton really is when he says he's a chip off the old block. The Ortons are people that I've had dealings with in the past. They're people who will not do anything unless a certain amount of money is involved. They are people that think they are the gods of professional wrestling for virtually doing nothing. And in my opinion, the Ortons are nobody in this business to be affiliated with. My experience with the Ortons is something that I choose not to relive. It's something that I choose not to talk about. And to be honest with you and everybody listening here on ECW Entertainment Variety Radio, the Ortons are nobody to lose sleep over, and nobody that you should have any amount of respect for. Yes, you should have a great deal of respect for their accomplishments inside of the ring, but on a personal level, I don't think anybody should have a great deal of respect for the Ortons, because the Ortons don't impress me. The way they conduct themselves is completely unprofessional. They associate ignorance with everything they do quite well. I have no respect for someone like Randy Orton when I can have a tremendous amount of respect for somebody who's virtually done everything like The Undertaker, or someone like Kelly who's virtually worked so hard to be in the position she's in right now in WWE, and working so hard to maintain her position and her level of employment. But when people like Randy Orton go out and use the internet as a forum to shoot on something or to relieve a certain amount of frustration, then you have to wonder, is WWE doing the right thing by heavily promoting this Facebook and this Twitter thing that they're doing? I know on Raw now they have live conversations by using past tags on Twitter, because Raw's a live show and everything, but do you really think that WWE are doing the right thing by promoting Twitter and Facebook the way they are when wrestlers are going on there, in Randy Orton's case, and using it as an open forum to shoot on something, expose people's personal lives? There's no need of it, and I think WWE need to reconsider this Twitter, Facebook promotional tactic they're doing, and correct what's wrong in the land of pro wrestling, because there's a lot wrong with professional wrestling. Nothing will ever be 100% corrected when it comes to professional wrestling, because as soon as the issue is resolved, there's always another issue to attend to. Either someone is shooting on somebody, someone's getting fired, someone is seriously injured, people are getting pushes, people are having to sit on the bench. There's always something going on. And in this Kelly Randy Orton situation, it is a bizarre situation, to say the very least. I wonder how WWE employees feel about it. I wonder how they're going to try to correct it. Will this affect Randy Orton's push as the world champion? Will this shorten his reign that he's having on SmackDown? It seems like he's having a good time. He looks like an idiot with a beard. I don't like his look. I just think that Randy Orton has, done this on more than one occasion. He has conducted himself in a very unprofessional manner more than once. And I think it's time WWE do something about it, because what's eventually going to happen is Randy Orton's not going to give a fuck anymore, basically shoot on everybody and everything, and WWE are just going to have a blind eye to everything and a deaf ear. I think that Kelly's personal life is her business. I think that it needs to remain her business, and she can say all she wants on her Twitter page that the best way to fight stupidity is by ignoring it, and probably so. But the best way, I think, in my opinion, to deal with it is to retaliate to a level where things don't get out of hand. Kelly is a girl of very few words. If you write her on her Facebook, if you write her on her Twitter page, she'll read your opinion on a situation, but she won't respond to it because she likes to stay quiet. And we have to give her a certain amount of respect for wanting to stay quiet and not create controversy, because like I said, the number one place now on the internet where controversy will ascend is on Facebook. That used to be the number one spot, but I think that has transited now over from the number one spot where controversy ascends to Twitter. I like the limitation that Facebook and Twitter now has put in place. You can only send out about 25 friends requests on Facebook a day. You can also only have up to 5,000 friends on Facebook, while over on Twitter you can have a certain amount of followers. You can have millions of followers, but you're limited to 150 words with status updates. It seems like status updating is becoming the new thing now that everybody's getting into. But in 5 or 6 words in one sentence, I think Kelly summed it up pretty well by saying the best way to fight stupidity is by ignoring it. You can find that by going to Kelly's Twitter page, which is one of the most followed Twitter pages on the internet, and she's also one of the most searched topics on search sites like Yahoo. While Ted DiBiase's Twitter page only has 150,000 followers, we have Kelly, which has millions and millions of followers. Great following for her. I have a tremendous amount of respect for her, and I guess the only way to resolve this issue, if WWE doesn't correct it, is by using my radio show as an open forum to challenge Randy Orton for his World Heavyweight Championship at the upcoming SummerSlam pay-per-view. I will take his world title, and I will correct this issue between himself and Kelly. I will say this for the record.